Welcome everybody to episode 8.
Oh, me now?
Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
Hang on.
With Emerson Young.
Hey up.
Hey up.
There we go.
I love that.
I did a cheer.
Are you a Yorkshireman, Emerson?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Have you come over from Yorkshire today?
No, Liverpool.
All right. Okay. Cool. Amazing. How was your journey over?
I went on 2 trains. I quite like trains. It were alright.
Yeah. You got a favourite train?
Class 142 Pacer.
Class 142. I've got a favourite train.
What's yours?
Hogwarts Express.
I like Pacers.
That's
Do you remember that?
whole class locomotive, Great Western.
That's amazing. I'm so glad I know that now.
Yeah.
So go on. What is it again?
Great Western Railway whole class locomotive.
Amazing.
They've renamed it Hogwarts Castle, but it's not a castle class, it's a whole class. Castle classes were bigger.
That's unreal.
There you go.
I'll live for that.
And they call it a hull, like on a boat.
Hull. Like hull, like a hull.
Like the bottom of a boat.
No, like a hull, like a big house.
Oh, a hull. Sorry.
So
yeah.
they had like
Hull.
Yeah.
they named overhaul class locomotives after different hulls.
Like, there you go.
And they named over castle class ones after castles, etc.
Amazing.
Imaginative, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, there you go.
I love trains.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't.
What's the fastest train you've been on?
I don't know. What's the Northern Rail one to
I've
Liverpool?
been on an ICE in Germany. That does about 300 kilometres an hour. No, it might not be that
ICE?
fast, but it's well fast. Dead quiet as well.
Never heard of it.
200 and something kilometres it does, I think,
Right.
when it gets going. You might know, because you're...
Yeah, I mean, I miss the HSTs, to be honest, and City 125s. You could have the window down and you'd really feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the ones with the slam doors where you have to
Yeah, reach out to open them.
yeah. And, I miss them. I used to, I remember I went on quite a few of them on like the last days in service. So I've been in my driving cab with a couple as well, because it was like the last day and all these people are taking pictures and everyone's like excited and sad and whatever, and like grown men just fighting over the best spot for taking pictures of trains. And because I were quite small and like 18 at the time, looked younger, and we were like, oh, this little lad, we'll let him in the cab. So I was in the cab of these trains, and there's all these like 60-year-old men just green with envy, and I'm up there like, oh, look at all the buttons.
Like you was on some kind of Make-A-Wish.
Yeah.
Well, that was the first railway, wasn't it?
What was?
Liverpool to Manchester, where you come today.
Was it?
Yeah.
First ever rail?
Yeah.
I don't know enough. It's just my favourite public
You
transport.
can't know that. No. They did, was it Stephenson's rocket, Trevick something engine, and he raced them to see who was the quickest one, basically. And he killed someone as well.
Yeah. The railway on the first day of operation, it ran over a guy, and then they actually took him to get medical attention by putting him on the train that had run him over. And then,
drove him to Manchester Hospital and run him over.
And it was like,
They run him over in the train.
Yeah.
Put him on the train.
Put him on the train to drive.
Because it were nice and fast to get him there.
That is unbelievable.
And he lost out on it as well because he did that. No, he wasn't his fault he killed someone, was it? But yeah.
And he died as well.
I don't know if he died, but I think he died because it said he killed him.
Well, he's probably dead now.
Yeah.
He has eventually died.
It's about the 1800s or something, wasn't it?
Fucking hell, that's amazing.
I think it was 1800s. I don't know. We need
It were 1800s.
That was my first fucking hell, and we're well over a minute.
Oh,
yeah.
Have you swore?
No, that was my first fuck.
Right. when we do the pod, right, YouTube state that you can't swear in the first minute. The best he's ever done is 18 seconds.
I've just done that today. I've got over a minute today. I've got over a minute there
Tommy
today.
Tourette's.
Yeah, absolutely. Amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's my favourite form of public transport, trains.
Isn't it?
Yeah, really, really like them.
Yeah.
Don't know, it's soothing.
Yeah.
Like the noise and stuff.
I like what's it, me? I like motor cars. Are they public transport?
No, that's just transport. Public transport's like what everyone can get in.
Oh, okay, like a bus. So you only got a bus and a train, haven't you?
Coach, planes.
Coaches is not private, though. Public, is it?
Yeah, of course it is.
Is it?
Yeah, it's not just you and all your friends and your family, is it? It's
I
not
don't know.
you're just sat on the back of a long distance coach.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Stupid.
Oh, because you can go to the coach station, can't you?
Yeah.
I thought you meant like the one that takes
Just
you
a posher bus, innit?
Yeah, the one that takes you to baths and stuff.
Yeah. Jimmy Savile's car.
I don't know about that, mate. That's your mind again.
Yeah. You done much gigging this week, Emerson?
Yeah, I'm
You're busy at the
feeling a
minute,
bit burnt out, to be honest. I was in London last week, and then this week I've been... Monday I did hot water, but my mate were up from Sheffield, so I was A, trying to show off, and B, getting drunk, and and it... Honestly, I had a really good time. The quality of stand-up maybe suffered, but I had a really good time.
I've never seen you do a bad set.
And I think Tuesday I was at a loose end because round the corner's on Wednesdays now rather than Tuesdays. So Tuesday I went to watch Mild Eye Club at Shipping Forecast because I apparently can't survive without being at a gig. And then Wednesday, good for Tom Evans at Lark Lane, and then also went round the corner, so I did 2 in one night.
Wow.
And then Thursday, Bradford, there's a disability gig called You Can Laugh, and I'm there. And this is insane, I do not know how I am their resident MC.
Oh yeah,
That's amazing.
I've barely ever done, like, second time MCing was that gig. And because the lad booked me to just do me set, and then he's like, how do you feel about MCing? And I was like, to be honest, mate, not good. And he's like, fair enough, give it a go. That man put so much faith in me.
Yeah, would you be able to do that though, won't you?
How did it go, MCing?
Yeah, I mean, this is the second time I've done it now, and it was really good. Yeah, it's a fun room. The crowd are really kind of up for it, and yeah, it's.
What's your favourite gig? What's the best gig you like doing?
Oh jeez. Do you mean in terms of actually getting something out of it with stand-up, or do you mean having
just
a
your
laugh?
favourite room
Just
to
your
play.
Favourite, if you play in a room, you go, I love it.
I love it here.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, hot water's up there, obviously.
I like hot water
Same
too.
for me.
It's a really nice room, and people are good.
I'd say the Frog, if there were no cards.
Yeah. Oh, you were going to say audience.
The Frog, if there were no audience, and it's just a big screen,
Yeah.
and it's just me on the screen and nothing else, just shouting into the void.
Yeah. No, I love the Frog. I love the Frog.
Yeah.
No, I think they should just give all the cards to Colin.
Yeah.
Who's Colin?
The sound man.
Oh yeah.
He's a legend.
Yeah.
I get the feeling that he basically owns the career of every comic in the Northwest.
Do you know what?
Because to be honest, he could just frog them off for no reason if he wanted. He's got the button, he could press it.
Yeah.
Even if no cards have gone up, he could just ribbit them off and they're out of there. Like, if he wanted,
that's power, that, isn't it?
let the power go to
So
his head.
much power.
Yeah.
What was it like down in London gigging? Because I've not personally, I've not done any gigs down south yet. Everything I've done's been up here.
London's interesting because I've done some really good gigs in London, but also the open mic scene is very, very different to how it is in the Northwest, in the North in general. Incredibly different. So there's gigs called bringer gigs, where you have to take a mate with you, and
to make the audience up, like.
Yeah. So you can't perform without taking a mate, and
we've done music gigs like that, where you have to take so many people with you to get a spot on it.
But like, I don't know, because I can't apply for those gigs because I don't have people with me. But also, I have been offered gigs in London, and asked for more information, and then found out it's a bringer.
And I don't know. Schizophrenic.
I think
you could.
Yeah.
I think
We're all here.
I think if you're specifically seeking an act out and saying I'd really like to have you on my gig,
Yeah.
I feel like they're past the point where they need to be taking someone with them.
Yeah, I agree with
like, you know, I don't know, it I guess it's just how it's done down there, but it was a bit of a culture shock, like, because they just aren't.
It should be bring someone if you can, sort of thing, because it's killing.
Especially like up here, like you trying to get a mate to come to London with you for a couple of days while you got
exactly.
While you go and do an open mic night.
Can you not take another comic with you?
Well, I mean, what comic would come with you to a gig that they're not on?
To not
it's not happening, is it?
No,
but
I agree.
I don't know, because well, to be fair, the only time I've done a bringer gig in London and taken a comic, I felt like such an arse because he wasn't performing, and I was like, oh Christ, this is this man's evening. Like, if it's a normal human, it's a bit different.
Yeah. A normal human. There's no comics that are normal humans.
No.
Absolutely none.
But yeah, I don't know, because I feel like in the Northwest, there's, well, in the North in general, but obviously the Northwest where I've got the most experience, there's so many like show up and go up open mics where you can just rock up and get on.
Yeah.
And I had sort of accepted that as the norm, and then you go down south, you go to London, and there's just nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I've found one show up and go up open mic in the whole of London. Everything else you have to book onto in advance, and I just think, how do...
That's not open mic to me, that.
No,
that's an unpaid
they
gig.
call it open mic, and it's like, that's not really an open mic, because... But also, if you're booking onto a gig and the promoter's seen you before and you've been shit, then they can see that you've booked on again and go, nah, I don't want that person, they're shit.
Yeah, yeah.
So how are people meant to improve? How are people meant to...
Completely agree with you.
I don't know.
I mean, I did comedy years ago and sort of had like 20 years off and come back to it, but when I used to do comedy, even like at the Frog and places like that, you'd always have 2 or 3 open spots on before the main acts, but that's all gone now. So there seems to be a massive void from getting to the next level, if you get what I mean, because there's not that many opportunities to do it anymore. Like, you know, you can't go up and do 10 minutes at the Frog as an open spot on a main gig, but it used to be. I was remembering about it. We're talking about Beat the Frog. What you used to get is a 10-minute spot at the Frog on a weekend if you won it. Now, I don't know if you still get that, but if you won it in the week, so like the Heat, like, you know, you've both done it, we'll go on to that later. But you'd get a 10-minute spot at the weekend, but that's changed now, obviously. But yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, so now you go through to the Heats, which is in October, and then you get through those, you do the final, which is sort of like a trial, and you may then get a Thursday night at the Frog. Like a paid gig.
But I know people who've done Thursdays at the Frog off the back of winning off the back of just winning the Frog, and they've not won a Heat. And I've seen people who've done it since I've won, getting Thursdays, and I'm like, either it's random selection or I'm doing something wrong, and it's probably the latter, to be honest, because I don't think they just pick names out of a hat.
Yeah.
So you've just got to keep going, innit?
Yeah.
I think that's the key with it. That's what I'm finding. You've got to be doing 2-3 gigs a week.
Because
every week.
I mean, you gig. I see on your Instagram and stuff. You gig loads, don't you? You're always posting.
That's what you might do.
Sorry.
I don't even post enough on Instagram. I need to get more on it with social media.
Yeah, I'm shit with social media.
I do think a lot of it's about being there and being sort of present in people's minds, because I've done... I did a Wednesday at Hot Water recently, and that was basically because I've been hanging around hot water like a bad smell. Like, you know, and I think it's similar with the Frog. You just have to keep doing it, keep doing Beat the Frog and keep impressing at Beat the Frog. But then also, I think once you've won it, it feels like you're taking something away from the other acts if you're going back and doing it again, because you kind of don't need to.
Well, that's that. So
Right.
when I won my Beat the Frog night, they emailed me saying you can't now book on to Beat the Frog again now until after the World Series.
Oh, I haven't had an email like that.
Yeah.
Because I were going to do Beat the Frog again before the World Series as a kind of...
Yeah. Because what they're saying is
as
if you
practice,
won again that night, you're taking up a spot from someone else who could be in the World Series.
No, I've not had that email because what I did last time were I booked on Beat the Frog again after I'd won, but before the heats because I wanted for practice because that room genuinely scares the shit out of me.
It's hard, isn't it?
And I want as much time on that stage as possible so it stops scaring the shit out of me because hot water used to scare me. I used to get up there and I was at a point where gigs like Adam Hughes' gigs, whatever, you know, they scared me at first and they didn't anymore, so I was fine at those, but hot water was still terrifying me.
Yeah.
And then there was some point last year, I don't know why and I don't know when, I think it was just I was getting more comfortable. Something clicked, and I can't. Cheers.
We'll edit that in, mate.
Something clicked.
Such a good clicker, Emerson.
Sam Serrano can click their toes.
Click the toes?
It's grim. It's so grim.
How can you click your toes?
That's what I said.
Is everyone clicking the toes?
Is that on your...
Is everyone trying to click the toes?
Yeah,
I am.
there is a podcast episode where Sam puts their foot up in front of the camera and clicks the toes.
Amazing. I need to see that. What's the podcast called?
I don't need to see that. I've never watched it back. The only social interaction I get all week, it's a mouthful. It's like TOSIIGAW, which is almost harder to say than the only social interaction I get all week.
It sounds like
What's it called? Sorry.
The only social interaction I get all week.
Ah, right, okay.
So the idea is that we're both shit at interacting socially.
Yeah.
Therefore,
I feel that, mate. I feel like I've had the same 3 mates since I was 7. I've never branched out and made any new friends or anything like that. So I get that. I'm not into socialising.
Thanks, mate. Yeah.
No, of course, mate.
I didn't know you'd known each other since you were 7.
No.
We've known each other since February.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were 7 in February.
Yeah, I just pretend he was 7 in February.
Tough
met in the
paper
chat
round.
room. It was weird. Yeah. So Joey's comedy roundup.
Yeah.
Joey's done some gigs this. I've not done any gigs this week.
No.
Oh.
Well, I did. I did the Frog.
Are you okay?
No, not really. No, I did it. Yeah, I am now. I've slept, but I did. What was it? 4 minutes 20.
4 minutes 20.
Yeah, which you've got to do 5 minutes to qualify. So I didn't qualify, and but in my defence, I was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was a weird. It was a proper eye opener. It was quite brutal, to be honest.
It feels horrible, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there was people there getting like before a minute and stuff like that. Do you know Jimbo, the old guy?
Oh God, Jimbo!
Yeah.
I love Jimbo. I love Jimbo so much. Last time I saw Jimbo, I was super stoned and I gave him a cuddle.
Oh, he was.
He drove up from London.
He drove up from London and literally got less than a minute. It was brutal.
I've been on after Jimbo when he's been on first and he's got gonged off him and I've had to go straight on and my audience have been cold as all fuck.
Yeah.
But part of me was still reeling from him being gonged off because I was settled down. I was like, oh yeah, I get to watch Jimbo, and then they were like, nah, and I was like, fuck you.
Now I've got to go and talk.
Yeah, because you get comfortable and you're like enjoying watching him stand up, and then you go, oh, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, because being gonged off, there's just something about, and I can see why I don't generally leave as soon as I get gonged off, because I think it's a bit of a, well, maybe not a dick move, but I've come all that way. I don't want to just leave.
Yeah, I might as well stay.
I
some
stayed
comedy
to the end and that.
Yeah.
Chatting with everyone. I like the social side of it. Chatting with all the other comics and stuff.
Yeah, same. But you have got to then face the audience members outside. Like, you go outside for a smoke or whatever, you've got to walk past them. And when I got ground off in the World Series heat, I mean, gutting, because, you know, it's a once-a-year opportunity, if that, and you've had it, and now you've not got it anymore. And I went outside, and there's all people... I mean, I wish they'd just say, oh, better luck next time. You were shit. But when they say, oh, I thought you were really good. Is it your first time? But of course it's not my first time. To get in the heats, you have to have done it before.
To be honest, though, it's the only time I've ever heard it, to my defence. But the crowd were booing people that carded off.
Oh.
Because there was a guy that come from Wales, wasn't there? Was he Wales?
No, it wasn't Wales.
Newcastle.
I can't remember.
It's come from
Same difference.
Else, yeah. And, no,
Wales or
It was
Newcastle.
Welsh, like with the he's going to cut a tree down pants on.
I can't remember, mate.
Sure, it was Wales. It might not have been anyway. It don't matter. But well, it does to him if he's got time.
Yeah.
But anyway,
He's not watching this.
he might do.
Okay.
Yeah. But he
Subscribe if you are.
oh yeah, I've not done it, have we?
That's okay.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
And to our radio listeners, we are on audio, video as well.
Yeah.
Audio listeners on video.
We're on all the platforms.
Yeah, that's it. And you see how you brought that in with the train link with the platforms?
Yeah.
13 and a quarter.
But
what I was saying is, he drove down and literally did about a minute and a half and got carded off midway through, and all the crowd were booing.
But he was doing dead well.
He was
solid.
really well,
his stuff was solid. People were laughing. He'd had a clap break.
Yeah,
and
I had a clap break and they still got gonged off.
You did.
You started
that was
it,
fucking chlamydia, Joe.
Again.
That's a different kind of clap break.
It was horrible. I hated it, man.
Yeah. I did start your clap break, yeah.
What we were going to do was fake a suicide and then blame him, so they felt really bad.
I think yours would just be put down to natural causes at your age now. I don't even think
prime specimen.
I don't even think there'd be an inquest. He was doing really well, and then he got carded. Off he went, and then the crowd just started booing like fuck, didn't they?
Yeah.
Like it was. Do you know what? I'd done it the week before you didn't, obviously.
Was that when you won?
I did win. I did. Yeah. I didn't want to bring it up again, Joe.
You've won as well, haven't you?
Yeah,
so
twice.
I'm surrounded by greatness. Or I'm just misunderstood.
Yeah. But the room on my night compared to yours was completely different.
Chalk and cheese, wasn't it?
Completely different. Yeah. My night, they were so up for it. They were buzzing. It was a really good atmosphere. Your night felt tough. Yeah. Like the atmosphere in the room felt like they went there to give comic shit that night.
Any mood that was there, I definitely killed as well. I enjoy. I think you've got to have gigs like that, though, haven't you?
I don't know, mate. I've not had one yet.
Proper tester of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's whatever you do, you're just like, oh no.
Yeah.
But it spoils you out because you go on a defensive almost. So you
get it.
All the little nuances that you might put in. And
like, could you actually see the cards going up or anything?
No.
No.
I took pictures of faces and I've got them in my book now, and I'm going to hunt them down and I will kill them.
Nice. Anything Joel says on this podcast is linked to me legally in any sort of way.
I was talking to a lad in London ages and ages ago when I was very new, really, but he were talking about doing Beat the Frog, and he travelled from London to Manchester to do Beat the Frog, and he'd been gonged off. And he said, and I went over to the girls and I said, why did you do that? And they were like, we thought you were misogynistic. And he was like, fuck you. And I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, this man's approached the card holders and asked them why. To start with, I wouldn't have the guts, but also, it's just embarrassing.
A little bit of self-respect.
It's so embarrassing.
Don't you think it's funny, though, that you're putting, not your career, but you're putting your happiness for that week in the hands of someone who's just anyone, basically, isn't it? And they get to judge you. I think it's dead weird. I mean, the cream will always rise to the top, of course it will. But
thank you.
I think it's a really weird... Can you imagine that if it was your job Right, so you're there, you're working away and you're doing a spreadsheet. And then 3 people in the office put a card up, fucking wank that, mate, go on, get off. You're like,
That spreadsheet's fucking... To be fair though, if I was...
What is up with those equations? What have you done?
Oh my God, that shite, get off. Can you imagine it?
I would love
HR
that.
would have something to say though,
Excuse me,
wouldn't they?
you've not been using the appropriate keyboard shortcuts. Get out.
Lollipop man, mate, you only walked 3/4 of the way across there. I'm sorry. Put your stuff
Off you go.
Yeah. We've got 12 more lollipop people here that want to go.
Lollipop people. Well done, mate.
Did you like that?
Really good that. Really good that.
I mean, surgeon halfway through surgery. Get out. You can't come back for 6 weeks. And then if it's a successful surgery, they're like, oh, you've won now, so you can't come back till after the World Series.
Yeah, they survived, so now you can come back in October and do another one. And see how you do then.
It'd be mad, wouldn't it? There's no other thing in the world that does that, I
No,
don't think.
nothing else. There's absolutely nothing else, and it's such a fucking weird format.
Imagine that football. Oh, you missed that pen right off.
Yeah, but that's how
I'll
I...
just vote you off if you're a player.
Would you not be like that as a football manager?
What?
Would you not be like that as a football manager? I remember playing like Pro Evo on the PlayStation when I was younger. And if a player, even though I'm controlling what they do, so I'm controlling what this player does. If they did something like shit on the field, yeah, you're coming off. Shouldn't have fucking missed it. I've controlled that. But I'd be like that as a real manager. Player misses a penalty, off you fucking come. You're getting 100 odd grand a week. You.
Nah, I think it's all about support, mate.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, you're a fanny, aren't you?
No, but I just genuinely
Maybe
do.
this is why I've got no friends.
I remember always being picked last for PE at school, but then if I did get to pick the team, I'd be like... I do remember once being like, they were like, oh, Emerson, you can pick. And I was like, oh, brilliant, I'll have you. And then I was like, can I swap you for me? Can I just sit out? Because it's like, I know I'm going to fuck up and get bullied. Like, I might as well just cut out the middleman and sub me son out.
Fucking amazing. Oh, school was brutal, wasn't it? For some people. Yeah. School was brutal. I loved it.
Did you? I went to an all-boys school. That was even worse.
Did you?
Everyone just wanted to fight you, yeah.
Fight you and fuck you.
No, just fine. It's fine, mate, honest.
You've got something repressed there, I reckon.
Repressed fighter?
Yeah, there's something in there. Yeah.
No.
You suck my dick. That'll just come out in your sleep one night.
No, it won't. Tommy Tourette's again. Yeah, so the frog was it was good. It was good. It's a good atmosphere. Well, we're a good.
It wasn't a good atmosphere.
No,
mate.
it was.
I was on
I
top
felt
there.
like a Christian going up to fight against the Romans. It was like the Lions or whatever it was. So.
It can. I don't know. The highs are very high and the lows are very low, aren't they? Like, because I've been at the Frog and I've been on that stage and I felt like the whole room is with me and everyone's enjoying it and everyone wants me to do well. And I've also been up there and felt like everyone just wants me to die on my ass so they can get the cards up and move on.
That's how it felt on Monday. It felt like everyone wanted the comics to do bad.
And
what happens if everyone gets gonged off?
There's no rhyme and reason really as to why either. I mean, Hot Water, sometimes you can tell that the audience is how it is because of football or whatever. But I've never... I've been the Frog, you know, when it was the hottest day of the year, or second hottest, whatever.
Yeah.
I've been the Frog then, and you could tell that everyone was hot, everyone was tired, everyone was fed up, and there's just no energy in the room, and that's the only time I've been able to pinpoint a reason. Yeah. Every other time, it's just like sometimes they're dickheads.
Yeah. I think that's the same everywhere, innit? Like, sometimes
it's a weird one, but it's good though. It's a challenge. But on the upside, I did become a star of the radio because I got interviewed by BBC World Service.
Oh yeah, we both got interviewed by BBC World Service on Monday, didn't we?
So that was all right, wasn't it?
Yeah. So is that a radio thing? I had no idea what it was.
It goes all around the world, and it's not just a clever name. It's.
No, I know that, but I didn't know whether it was a publication like a newspaper or a magazine.
No, it's on the radio, and that's why I recorded you.
With that,
yeah, but people would record you to type it up, wouldn't they?
Was that before or after?
Before, and then he said, "Come and see me after," and funnily enough, never did. But he was nice actually. And
So there's an interview of you all like bushy-eyed and bright-tailed.
Yeah. No, I was quite. He says, "I'll see you later," and I went, "No, you probably won't, mate." And I was right. But that was quite interesting. He was asking about, and it's the same sort of thing. That's what reminded me. I was saying that it's like a pendulum. I said sometimes it's really good, and then it swings back, and it's really bad. And there's no. You've just got to learn to be fluid.
But you need them. I think you need the shit gigs just as much.
And you need to get used to it as well, like.
Yeah.
Because you need to.
You're used to hating yourself.
You need to get used to the fact that it's not actually going to affect anything. Because I used to think, shit, I've died on my ass in front of all these people. No one's going to book me again.
Yeah.
And I have since been booked by people who've seen me absolutely just be annihilated. Like I've since been booked, and it's made me think, it's fine, innit? It don't actually affect out unless you do something that's unforgivable.
Yeah.
Like if you're just a little bit shit, it's not actually going to affect you. Career-wise.
Yeah, I think if you're controversial enough that you're upsetting people, then that's bad. But if you're just shit, then sometimes you can be shit and sometimes you can be good, can't you, I suppose?
I can't imagine you having a bad gig though, like, and I'm not just saying it because you're on the podcast and try to blow smoke at you. Like, every time I've seen you, you've hoofed it. Like, absolutely hoofed it.
I wish I could say that every time I'd seen me, I'd hoofed it.
It's always been really good.
I've had some shockers, but generally, for ones that matter, I'm all right. For ones that it's a bit of a tough gig anyway, like I said, they don't actually affect you career-wise, and I wish I'd known it at the start, because at the start I was like, well, I'm still very new, but when I first started, I was like...
How long have you been doing it?
I was just going to say that. Do you know how many gigs you've done?
Oh, jeez.
Do you reckon 150?
Last count, 150 odd, but I'd say probably knocking on the door of 170 odd now.
Wow.
I'm fucking miles behind.
You've done 4, haven't you?
4. The frog was me 4.
No, that is mental though.
Yeah.
I mean, I swear I'd seen you before I saw you at Hot Water, because I saw you at Hot Water, and I thought I'd seen your set before, but
that was literally my second ever gig.
Plagiarised.
Oh, absolutely not.
I know that.
But I guess I'd
Freddie
probably
Quinn's stunt double though. To be fair, so.
No, I'd probably seen.
The fridge.
I'd probably seen you online, to be fair. I saw you and I was like, I'm sure I've seen that guy before.
I genuinely hadn't done. That was literally Hot Water was my second gig, and then
my second gig.
And then I'd done Dan McCrane's at the Arts Bar, and then I went and did.
That's
Beat the
what
Frog.
I did last night. That was a good gig. That with Dan.
Yeah, it was good.
It was nice.
It's a lovely little room. That.
Yeah.
It's like a dungeon though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yes. It's a really fun gig. I like Arts Bar.
People love it.
I went down to actually do the gig with you, didn't I? And then
you were going to do it.
Vomited 3 times, and I'd had a bad stomach all day.
I get that, I think it's obviously...
Nobody can follow you, Joe, can they?
I think that's nerves. You see me, and the nerves got to you, didn't they? And that. But you did do a lovely video of it, though.
I did.
Can't believe you videoed yourself being sick.
There we go. Comedy roundup.
Yeah.
A great comedy roundup.
Yeah.
Should we do some quick fire?
Hang on, let me do a sound effect. Big cheer.
Hey. Nice.
I really want one of those to be a fart. Is one of them a fart?
No.
Why not?
Funnily
enough,
we'll
do it for you.
Funnily
I can edit it in after.
Yeah. So we did that.
I mean, to be fair, I've got a little, like, if you look back, I've got like a fart archive, because just in my messenger inbox, I've got a fart archive, because Adam Hughes likes sending recordings of him farting to open spots.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. I need to speak to Adam actually. I spoke to him about a couple of gigs and stuff, and then I got stuck in work for one of them. I couldn't get there.
Well, if you get a message from him and it's approximately 3 seconds long, don't bother playing it. It's definitely a fart.
It's definitely going to be a fart. But he's a nice guy, Adam, isn't he?
Oh, he's lovely.
Fucking crazy, but he's a really nice guy. Give me some really good advice, to be fair, before I did the Frog.
He's so lovely, but he's brutally honest.
Oh, yeah,
and once you get around that.
Yeah, I'm sound with that.
Because to be fair, like, I mean, the way that my set's structured now and what works in my set is, like, it's all my writing, obviously, but he said, you know, your writing's good, but your set structures, you know, could use work. I don't think he said that. I think he said, like, awful. But, you know, like I said, brutally honest. But he said, you know, your set structure could use some work. Put the autism stuff at the start because it introduces you and who you are as a person and explains, like, sets you up for the rest of your set.
Yeah.
And I tried that, and it immediately, like, it was all right before, but it immediately started going so much better.
Did it?
And I've tried since doing it the way I used to do it and seeing if I can do it that way now. I've got a bit more experience, and it just doesn't work as well.
Yeah.
It just don't work as well as it does when I structure it the way that he said I should structure it.
Do you think the autism helps with the stand-up?
It's hard to tell because in an ideal world I'd do like a test where I did stand up with autism and then I took the autism away and did it without, but I can't do that for some reason. So
for some reason.
But does it help with like hyper focus, things like that?
Well, I mean, I'm also.
What's that?
Hey up.
Soundboard.
I'm fairly sure I've got ADHD. Like, I've got like sort of vaguely diagnosed ADHD.
Yeah.
Because I forgot to book the appointments properly because of the potential ADHD. It's a vicious cycle. It is a vicious cycle. Like, I got distracted when I was trying to fill the forms in.
I was literally just going to say the same thing. I've tried to do like, so I've been to see the doctor and they've mentioned ADHD and they give you like an online thing to do. So yeah, they send you like an online form and I got bored of doing it. So I think that's what they do. I don't think they expect you to fill out the form. I think if you fill out the form, they're like, oh no, you've definitely not got ADHD. But the fact that you just fuck it off, they go, yeah, you've definitely got ADHD. I'm okay with it. I'm fine. I've survived this long.
Yeah, I don't think in terms of stand up, I'm not sure if the ADHD helps or not in terms of stand up, because I think it means I can hyper focus, but it also means I never get out finished and I can't like sit down and write.
Yeah.
I'd probably be more productive if I could do that, and also I'd be more on it in terms of like video editing and actually like promoting myself online. So I'm not sure, but I think with the autism, I think with neurodivergence in general, I think it does give me a kind of different perspective as an act. So I think in terms of audience reaction, I think it can make me kind of more interesting to people, and it can also mean that other neurodivergent people see me and think, oh, I can see some of myself in that, and then because people naturally want to watch like media and, you know, listen to music and, you know, watch comedy and whatever that they can relate to.
100%.
So I think the autism helps with that, because it makes me somebody that a specific group of people can potentially relate to quite well. So I guess it depends what you're going for, because in terms of like mainstream relatability, maybe not so much, but in terms of having a specific audience who like me stuff, I feel like that's what I'd rather have, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'd rather make a handful of people really happy than have loads of people going, oh yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I get it. Because my background was working with young people with autism. I did that for about 5 years. And genuinely, so much in my life. It's
Funny little
best.
fuckers, aren't they?
Just the best. Just the way that, just a completely different view on the world that everybody else has. It's so fucking interesting.
Because the way my brain works as well, like, and I'll think of like a concept, or I'll forget a word, and then I'll invent my own shit to fill it in. Like, I always refer back to when during lockdown I lived with a lad, and we used to cook together, and I were putting a pan away in my cupboard, and I closed the door, and the handle of the pan got stuck in my door, and I said, "Oh no, I've got its tail stuck." And the other day, actually, I were in the Museum of Liverpool, and we've got a big, like, horse skeleton, and I were looking up at that, and I turned to my mate, and I said, "Hey Charlie, look at this. It's massive, isn't it?" So, and he said, "What?" And I said, this, and I forgot the word for skeleton.
Yeah.
And my brain were going sort of too fast for itself. So I was like, "Oh, it's an empty horse."
An empty GG. That is me a joke.
An empty horse.
An empty horse. That was a thing, that, wasn't it? The empty horse thing.
Empty GG.
Well, it wasn't empty. They had loads of soldiers in it, didn't they? What was that?
Oh no, that was the
Trojan horse.
The Trojan horse. There
yeah.
we go. See,
That was the opposite of an empty horse.
Yeah,
That had loads of.
soldiers in it. And
yeah.
that, innit? Yeah, that was the opposite of it.
Oh, boy.
Should we do some quick fire?
Yeah.
Yeah. Questions, that is.
Yeah.
Not drive-bys. Yeah, let's
Have
do
you
that.
got your phone? Do you want me to ask them?
You've got them on your phone, haven't you, Joseph? Or would you like me to get them?
No, I think
Because that noise you heard a minute ago was me kicking my phone onto the floor.
Is that what it was? Well, that's messed it. That means I've got to edit that twice now.
No, you don't. It's fine. I've just explained what the noise was, so everyone's fine with it.
Oh, not that.
Yeah,
one.
if you edit it, you'll then have to edit out him saying what
they'll
the
have to
noise was, because they'll be like, "What noise?
Yeah.
We can't hear the noise."
Exactly. And you're going to miss all the empty horse stuff.
When did I send it? Yeah. Oh, we are. Oh, yeah, it's just the same ones, yeah. Right.
So any of these that you hear and you're like, "That's shit," just say "fuck off" and we'll skip to the next one.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
If you could swap lives with any fictional character for a day and a night,
Okay.
who would it be and why, and how would you make the most of your newfound fictional life?
Right. Fictional character.
So who would you be?
It's a good one, that.
Yeah.
Fictional.
That means it's made
That
up.
means made up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I always get confused, fiction and non-fiction.
Yeah. Quadmire would be a good one, wouldn't it?
Get fucked.
Right. Right, this is predominantly for our video viewers.
Yeah, on YouTube.
So, do you know Quadmire, giggity, right? Where he discovers internet porn, right? And he has... Now, once to tell you this, you're not going to be able to unsee it. But you know where Quadmire discovers video porn and he's got one massive arm and one little arm? Just saying.
The angle that I sit at.
The angle he sit at, he's got one little arm.
I've just got one massive giant wanking claw.
Giggity.
Thank you.
I'm going to get that soundbite when I get
You've been
that
dying to
working.
get that in.
I
haven't you?
have, honestly.
You've proper been
I was
dying to
editing
get
it
that
and
in.
I saw it and I couldn't unsee it.
Absolutely fucking dying to get it in, you twat.
So that's why.
So I think James Bond for me.
Would you?
Yeah, I think it's the most like me as a person.
What?
What do you mean? Are you laughing?
Yeah.
Suave,
Yeah.
sophisticated.
Yeah. Two qualities always associated with St. Helens.
Yeah. Happy to kill somebody.
But yeah.
Yeah. No issues with that. I work alone.
Yeah.
Other than this,
Yeah.
you know, and I'd make the most of it by just travelling and getting.
You've only got a day, so you couldn't travel.
Of course, you could travel.
Where could you go in a day?
I'd keep all the gadgets. Yeah. You know that pen?
Yeah.
With the poison dart in there. Yeah, I'd go for that.
Laser pen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember what it stands for?
Laser?
Yeah.
No.
Light amplification by stimulated emitted radiation.
Fucking hell. Wow.
There you go.
Jesus.
Discovered in 1942.
Amazing. Are you autistic?
No, I'm not good at painting.
What about you, Emerson?
I mean, this is gonna sound in comparison to James Bond, but there are much better things I could do with this opportunity. But Scooby-Doo.
Why not, Laggy? Would you be Shaggy or Scooby-Doo?
No, I'd be Scooby-Doo.
Okay.
I get to hang out with my mates. I get to get stoned because, let's face it, all the second-hand smoke off Shaggy. Like,
Yeah.
I get to eat snacks all day. I get to lick my own bollocks. Great.
Yeah. I'll go for
Phenomenal.
that. Yeah.
What about you? Well, that was a great answer.
A fictional character, and how would it make a difference? Ron Weasley.
Ron Weasley. You do look like a grown-up Ron Weasley, don't you?
That's what I would, and I'd do it to get so I could put spells on the people who held
Do you want to do it to fuck Hermione?
No.
That's the only reason.
No. I want to do it so I can get that Deadly Nightshade spell and put it on the people that held the fucking cards at the front.
You could have been. You could have done a little Imperious curse on him. To be fair,
Just do Expelliarmus and just get the cast to just fly out the building.
Yeah.
That's what I should have done.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
So you want to be. See, I was going to go Harry Potter, but because I'd already mentioned the Hogwarts Express.
Yeah. Well, I was on theme, you see.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all about the branding.
Yeah.
Second question.
But would be good to fuck Hermione as well, though, wouldn't it?
Well, now when she's older.
Yeah. I don't mean fucking first year.
If you had to survive a week in the wilderness with only 3 items...
I've got nothing for this.
Have you not?
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
I'm
I can try. But
What is it, 3 celebrities?
What would you choose and why?
What, 3 celebrities was it?
No, 3 items. So it can be a celebrity.
I thought it was celebrities.
I think that's later on.
There's a
Oh,
celebrity
right. Throw that one
one
off
later.
then. That was shit.
Oh,
The celebrity one is better.
okay. What's the strangest thing you've ever witnessed? I don't even want to ask you this.
Go on.
What's the strangest thing you've ever witnessed or experienced that made you question your own sanity? Quite hard these today, aren't they?
So I think I can say it as long as I don't say the person's name. But this was when I was doing doing youth work, and I went into one of the kids' rooms to get them up for school,
Mm-hmm.
and there was pots all along the windowsill, and I asked them what's in the pots, mate, and they said it's jizz. And I was like, sorry, what? I said, yeah, collecting my jizz.
At least he's fucking honest about
And
it.
I was like, right, okay. Why? He's like, well, the pheromones.
Yeah.
Because at night time, I take the lids off, and the pheromones from my jizz waft out the window, and I can attract all the females.
Ah.
And in that moment, I didn't know whether I was asleep or awake, or this was actually a thing that was
But
happening.
you did know you'd have to start collecting jars.
Yeah, I did. So we used to go out and just get him loads of little jars, and yeah,
Oh, nice.
it was it was a fucking surreal moment, but it was one of the
Strange.
weirdest
Mm.
7:30 in the morning I've ever had in my entire life. Yeah,
Um,
that's the strangest thing I've ever seen.
I don't know. The strangest thing I've ever seen is. I'll have to come back to that one. I think.
Yeah, you got anything, Emerson?
There's so many, but in the interests of staying out of just anecdotes about stand-up, and this is a post-stand-up anecdote. On the train, on the way back from the Chortled Student Award heat in Salford, it was packed, completely packed, and I'd run onto it with like a minute to spare because the connection were late. So tired, stressed out, nowhere to sit, and I walked on the train, and there's this group of like sort of early 20s kind of student types. I don't think they were students, but you know, the kind of like they've been on a night out, been having a blast, now they're going back to Liverpool, like. And I went and I sat on the floor near them, and they were just sort of, you know, I'd having a good time, having a laugh, and then there's this sort of kerfuffle centred around the toilet, and I'm thinking, what's happening there? And I felt like I was witnessing some sort of cult kind of thing, because the group sort of in unison all said, "Single man, reveal yourselves." I mean, grammar to start with. Yeah. Single man, reveal yourselves. And then they pressed, and then the girl, there was a girl inside the toilet, and she pressed the button of the door, so they said, "Single man, reveal yourselves." The door opens, and this girl very gracefully sort of pops out, and she's like, she's changed her outfit, so like she's, I don't know, put a coat on her head or something, I can't remember. I was just sort of, the whole situation just sent me, because she came out with Bog, and she said, "Hello, I'm Bella Custard from Liverpool, Barcelona."
Bella Custard from Liverpool, Barcelona. Absolutely amazing.
And I just, because no context, I didn't know these people. I got to know those people after that. Yeah. They were really good fun. I wanted to be their mates.
That's amazing.
It was the lack of context, and the fact that they were acting as if it was completely normal.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was in a cult, and just, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is fucking phenomenal. So they were doing, what was it called? No Likey, No Lighty, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Take me out,
yeah.
Take me out.
Single man, reveal yourselves.
Yeah, amazing.
And then a girl comes out called Bella Custard.
Bella Custard.
From Liverpool, Barcelona.
I know her. Yeah. Nice girl.
Wasn't Dad the guy out of Cluedo?
No, Dad was called Birds.
Oh, that was Mustard, not Custard. If you have any superpower, but it could only be used for mundane tasks, what would it be, and how would you utilise it?
For the mundane?
Yeah.
You're just going to go with, like, it's telekinesis, aren't you?
What, so you can move stuff?
Yeah. Move stuff, pick stuff up.
And, yeah.
Because if it's for the mundane, like, you can't... Because flying, you're just wasting it going to work, aren't you?
No, but hoovering would be fucking mint, wouldn't it?
What, with, like, super speed?
Yeah. Well, you can fly around with Hoover.
Yeah.
I'd do hoovering then.
Would you?
Yeah.
Shagging would be great. With the super speed.
They'd be using you like a flying carpet.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it? They're like Ray Mears, you know, when he's rubbing them sticks together, it's just fucking smoke everywhere.
It's funny, that Ray Mears, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
He wasn't as good as what's it though.
Yeah.
He was the one that got by the Stingray.
Oh, Steve Irwin.
Yeah, he was great, Steve Irwin. I used to work with a guy called Steve Irwin.
Yeah.
It wasn't him though. What would be your signature catchphrase?
I'm not having a catchphrase.
Fuck off, yours would be.
Yeah. Yeah.
What would mine be?
Yours?
Yeah.
That fucking dog voice that you keep doing.
I've done that.
Got a stick.
Have you got a stick? That's my catchphrase.
It is 100%.
You got a stick. Have you got a catchphrase? Or do you want a catchphrase?
I don't think I want a catchphrase,
okay.
to be honest.
No, it's wanky, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know people with catchphrases, and I'd rather not.
They're never the cool people, are they?
Sometimes they are, and that's even worse.
Yeah. My dog's cool.
Your dog is cool, mate, yeah.
Like and subscribe.
There we go. That's that's Joey's dog voice.
I've got a dog voice.
Yeah.
I've always wanted a dog that talks.
What makes it a dog voice as opposed to any other voice?
What happened to
just sounding like Bernard Manning.
He's a rescue dog, and he used to get tested with cigarettes, so that's why he's got a deep voice now.
Oh.
You know, because they forced him to
and he's
smoke.
From from Wigan.
He's not from Wigan.
It sounds like he's from Wigan.
No.
Where's he from?
I'm not sure.
So how the fuck do you know he's not from Wigan?
Because he's told me.
Why are we discussing this? This isn't a real looking thing. I'm talking about this now like it's...
I'm not from Wigan.
Yeah.
He sounds pretty weird. Does he know Ella Bella Custard?
Yeah.
No, he might do.
He's not from Wigan, man. He's from Liverpool,
He's
Barcelona.
from Liverpool, Barcelona.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's why you had to rescue him.
Right, last one. If you had to survive a zombie apocalypse with 3 famous people,
Oh, jeez.
dead or
No,
alive.
I don't. I've got a note for this.
Have you?
Cool.
Who would you choose and why?
Right, are we doing serious answers here?
Well, yeah, obviously, because it's a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
Apocalypse.
Dead easy.
Who?
Dead easy. Number 1,
Yeah?
Ant Middleton.
From Ant and Dec?
No, the SAS guy.
Oh, right, okay.
Ant
Ant
Middleton.
and Decker, you could run
No,
over and
from
pissed up in his
From
car.
that SAS. Oh, yeah, he could actually. couldn't he? Would Ant and Dec pass as one person?
Yeah,
Because of one
yeah, you
celebrity.
can do,
are they?
yeah.
So I'm
yeah,
having.
yeah.
Right,
Biker Grove.
I'm still having Ant Middleton.
Okay.
I'm going to have Ray Mears.
Ray Mears?
Yeah.
He's
Survivalist.
He's not, though. He stays in an hotel. You don't get that fat by eating
No,
Twix.
you're thinking of
do you,
Bear
and stuff?
Grylls.
No, I'm not. Bear Grylls is the one you want. He's got an
No.
island in Anglesey.
No.
He drinks his own wee and that, like
That-
Foster's.
Bear Grylls sounds like a roadman with loads of stuff he can cook on. And then number 3, Hermione. Now.
Can we ask at what point in the career?
Now.
All right.
Now.
Okay.
Now.
Who would I have to zombie apocalypse? Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Apocalypse.
Yeah. Apocalypse.
Clint Eastwood.
Right.
Because he's just cool, isn't he?
He's just, yeah.
Get off my lawn.
Right.
Sound a dog.
Yeah.
I'd have Clint. I'd have my mate Dave, because he's mental. He'd sort him out. Oh, does it say celebrity? He's not a celebrity, is he?
Yeah, it's a celebrity, mate.
I'd have Thingy. What's her name? Dolly Parton. Because if she's singing about it, so going off, it'd be well good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure it's for Dolly singing that you want her to do there.
Yeah, yeah. And I'd have... Ooh, last one. What's the guy out of S Club? H out of S
Well,
Club.
there's one less now, isn't there?
Yeah.
H, he was
Yeah.
out of steps.
Oh, was he? That
Yeah.
him then? That's who
Yeah.
I'd have.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, if we're counting Ant and Dec as one celebrity, you could just have all of Steps.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you could. You could, yeah.
And they could be like, you know, where you throw them out to get eaten while you run off.
Right, I like it. So they're just zombie fodder.
Yeah, zombie
Yeah.
fodder.
I like it. Like, frontline zombie fodder.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Ah,
I like
that's
it.
good, yeah.
There you go.
Or you could have that thingy voice choir, couldn't you then? Because there'd be more
The
then.
male voice, the Welsh male voice choir. Yeah.
No, I was thinking of that St. Winifred. No.
Shall we do the bucket?
Yeah, Emerson's got to do history, yeah, hasn't he?
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, mate. Yeah, my fault.
Yeah, just...
Oh, jeez. Because, I mean, I'm assuming that I'm probably going to die in the zombie apocalypse unless I find, like, a bunker and just hunker down in the bunker.
Yeah.
Hunker in a bunker.
Hunker in a bunker, yeah. I thought, do I do the rhyme? And then I was like, yeah, I'll do the fucking rhyme, so I did the rhyme.
You're a young person. You're very street.
Hunkering in my bunkering.
Yeah.
So I'm hunkering in my bunker, and I just think I'm gonna say the 3 people that I would enjoy spending time with in the bunker, so that I don't go mad.
Yeah.
Rosie Jones, she's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. she
She's
is,
so
to be fair.
fucking funny.
Yeah.
100%. This zombie apocalypse is gonna be so much fun.
Yeah.
Greg Davis, because I think he'd be the right level of cynical while still being hilarious. I'm just picking my favourite comedians to be in a bunker
and
with.
some height as well. That's the
Does.
other thing.
Yeah.
You know.
He's a great
Oh, yeah,
look,
yeah,
he'd be a
no,
great
'cause
lookout, wouldn't he?
If we can't reach the baked beans off the top shelf of the bunker,
Exactly,
like,
yeah.
just
you're
ask
fucked,
him
aren't
to
you?
get
Yeah.
them. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You can do little Taskmaster things, couldn't you, in your little bunker as well? Do a mini version of Taskmaster. Taskmaster.
That would be horrible.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if there's 4 of you and one of them's Greg Davis and we're alone in a bunker?
Mm.
I'm not having Greg Davis if he's making us do Taskmaster. I don't... Oh jeez. No, but it's Alex Horn who sets for tasks, isn't it? So
Yeah.
as long as Alex Horn's not there,
Unless
I don't think Greg will independently make us do tasks in the apocalypse. Like,
No.
I think I'm safe. So yeah, I reckon Rosie, Greg. Oh jeez, who else? Oh.
Jesus would be good.
Jesus will
To
be
be
good.
fair.
Yeah.
And I don't. I'm
All the wine and fish you could fucking.
I'm
fill yourself
concerned
with.
Jesus wouldn't like me very much because I'm a gay atheist.
A gaytheist.
I don't want to be stuck in a bunker for all eternity.
You might
with-
want to win you round though.
Yeah.
Oh,
Would that not cure your atheism?
yeah, he's killed the atheist. And me and Rosie can have a word with him about the gay thing. I don't know who. I'm trying to think of the third comedian to have in the bunker because they are all comedians. Because I'm boring. Like, jeez, who do I want in the
Tommy
bunker?
Cooper.
Yeah.
You sound like a dog then, doesn't he?
I mean, so when you're saying dead or alive, how old is Tommy Cooper when he's in the bunker? Like he's not
Just
gonna...
when he was in his prime, you can have him in his prime. If you
Okay,
want.
so he's not going to have another heart attack.
No,
like...
and he's not.
Okay.
And he's not still dead.
Right.
It's not just the
Can't-
corpse. It's not the corpse of Tommy
It's
Cooper.
just me, Craig Davis, Rosie Jones, and the corpse of Tommy
But it
Cooper.
does say alive or dead,
Yeah.
so you do get to pick
Yeah.
if you want alive
Because
or
I'll be
dead.
honest, I
No,
knew.
that's what I'm going to have. I'm going to have dead or alive. I'm going to have me, Rosie Jones, Greg Davis, and dead or alive.
The band.
Yeah.
There we go.
I like
That's it.
There you go.
So-
He's
it's-
dead, isn't he?
Oh,
Dead, you spin me right round like a record, baby.
Yeah.
all right.
What's
Okay.
his name?
Boy George,
No.
Princess Diana.
Oh, he had a load of surgery done on him.
You don't want to be in a bunker with Boy George.
Oh, I can't think of his name. It's
You don't want to be in a bunker with Boy George.
No.
I wouldn't want to be in a
Chameleon.
bunker with Greg
I wonder if
Davis.
He's not going to fucking tie you to a radiator.
Imagine that task that day is make him come. I just.
Oh!
It's gonna get to that point.
No.
It's Alex Hum that writes the
It's
tasks.
a zombie
Only
apocalypse.
so
You're-
you can
you're
put it in
looking
little
at-
jars on the bunker lid.
You're looking at the wrong person. It's,
We'll attract all female zombies.
Sexy zombies.
as long as we don't have Alex Horn in the bunker,
Yeah.
I don't think he's setting any tasks. He doesn't set his own tasks. He's too
Yeah.
important for that. So we'll be all right. We'll be safe.
Sweet. Right, so
Last one?
the bucket. No, that was the
The
last one.
bucket.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, right, sorry. I'm going to do the bucket. So,
Oh.
we have explained the bucket briefly. So, the bucket
Yeah,
is...
you said it's things you're too old to do.
Yeah, and then we discuss whether we're too old to do them, and then we either agree, disagree, whatever.
All
It's
right.
good to have a young person's input on
Yeah.
the things as well.
I hope they're not rude this week again.
They're never that rude. In fact, no, you had fingering in public last week, didn't you? Oh. Okay, so this is quite a big one.
Who sent
Could
this
be a
in?
bit heavy. Me. Hence why it's heavy.
Oh.
When are you too old to start a family?
I reckon I was... How old was I when I had mine? Mine. I think I was 40-ish. No, 38 I was when I had my last one.
Yeah.
So, the problem is, you have more money when you're older, so it's easier in some respects, but...
I thought that as well, but I've not.
No.
When I was 21, I thought, oh, by
No,
the
'cause
time
you
I'm
pay-
36,
you pay
I'll
for
be
your
I'll have
house and
plenty of
stuff,
money.
haven't you? So you're not, or the
Mm.
more, you know. So, I don't think you are, but
Mm.
it depends the quality that you can give. Because the thing is, when you get older, you just knackered all the time and don't want to
Yeah.
do stuff. So, like when I got, I think 12-year gap between my eldest and my youngest, so it's quite, it's different, but I don't know. I don't think you are. I think you can.
I mean, for me,
Rod
I
Stewart,
could-
how old was he when he had his last one?
Yeah, but it's fucking Rod Stewart, innit? Like,
Yeah.
he's not...
He's not sure.
He's not a fat lad from St Helens, is he? Do you know what I mean?
He could be though if he wanted.
It's I couldn't think of anything worse at the minute than getting home from work and then having a kid that I have to play with and
I say so.
and,
I love
and
it.
fucking take playing football and take to do this activity and that
That's dead good.
activity.
You get
and-
to look at other single mums.
Right, amazing. So that's what I'll fucking have this thing that I've got to keep alive for 18 years, so I can
It's
go
more
and
than
look
that.
at
They never
single
go.
mums.
You've got them for life.
Do you reckon?
You've only got to keep them alive for 18 years, and then you can be like,
that's on them
fuck
then.
you.
That's on them then. They're in charge of their own keeping aliveness at that point.
Yeah, like a penguin does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Off for your fuck.
Yeah.
Happy feet.
Oh, I love gay penguins. Are you aware of gay penguins?
Gay penguins? No.
Have neither of you heard of gay penguins?
Should we be?
Is this
Penguins can be gay, like.
I've had the chocolate ones.
I was thinking that I thought when you were saying penguins that was a type of gay. You know, like they have bears and cubs. I thought there was now...
And otters and penguins.
Yeah, and now there's penguins. I thought, like, a gay penguin would be, like...
Just like sort of short, waddly men.
Yeah, if you
Is that not when you get your underpants stuck around your ankle?
If you suck somebody's dick and then run off and then they try to chase you while the pants were still around their ankles.
Oh, yeah, they're really good at swimming.
Yeah. The only gays that smell like fish.
I told you to go rude.
Get the animals, like real penguins that are gay.
Yeah.
So like they'll want to have babies, but they can't have babies, so they'll like adopt a rock, and then they'll just waddle around with a rock between their legs,
maybe that's what
trying to
need,
incubate it. And then sometimes, if they really want little penguin babies, they'll just go up to a heterosexual penguin couple and just fucking steal their babies. They'll just steal the egg. They'll just steal the egg, and they'll be like, "This is mine now." And then all the penguins are up in arms, like, gay panic, gay penguin panic. Oh my god, they're coming for our children.
Like an African village when fucking Madonna turns up.
You always have to get Madonna in you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Wow, gay penguins with baby rocks. Yeah. That's what I might do.
I think you should have that guy.
In high school when they used to give you a bag of flour.
In the 70s, selling rocks, you look after.
What?
He made fortunes.
Oh, Pet Rocks, yeah. I had a knockoff Pet Rock in the early 2000s.
Yeah. He made millions and millions of dollars.
From a fucking rock?
Yeah, you bought a rock and it was in hay and a little box, dead below market.
And it would just a rock as well. It didn't even have eyes. Like mine had little googly eyes, but in the sort of prime of Pet Rocks, like they didn't even have eyes.
Were their biggest, the biggest sales.
What the fuck?
Yeah, you get
Why
like
would you
three.
Not just go into the garden and pick up a rock?
You get like a gay penguin throuple standing on each other's heads in a trench coat, going into a shop. Excuse me, we'd like to buy a pet rock, please. And we'll be like, how do we know you're not gay penguins here to take our rocks?
With a big waistcoat on.
Yeah. Just put a bow tie on.
Yeah. I've seen you somewhere. Have you got a chocolate bar? No. Go on, next one.
That took the biscuit.
Oh no.
Yes. Hit your button.
Right, I'm off.
You don't know which one it is, do you?
No. It was doing it itself before. It was possessed.
But yeah, I don't think we'll agree on that one, will we?
I don't think there's an age. I think
there's definitely an age limit.
Well, obviously biologically, yeah. But well,
not for men.
No,
we can
not for blokes.
Yeah.
Well into your 80s.
Yeah.
But it's just, do you want to bring a kid into the world and then have it lose its father when they're like 6? Like,
I mean, that could happen with me anyway at this age. To be fair.
Yeah, but statistically, if you're 80, you can say there is a very decent chance that you won't
100%.
see your kid's 18.
Like, I don't know. Yeah.
So I guess it depends what you like, and your sort of support network as well, because obviously.
And how much money you've got.
It definitely, I think that's a big thing.
Like Rod Stewart doesn't struggle, I don't think.
No,
does he?
no, he's sound paying for nannies.
But would you want Daddy wears tartan pants? You know, it's cruelty that, innit?
I just want a dad.
Dropping you off at school, Dad, can you change them? Put some jeans on.
I'd rather that than the parents who turn up in the pyjamas.
Would you?
Yeah, 100%.
Slippers?
Yeah,
Have you ever worn slippers outdoors?
No, I don't wear slippers.
Do you not? Do you not wear Crocs?
Yeah.
I've seen you in your Crocs, yeah.
Yeah, I've got Crocs.
You can buy little spoilers from, can't you?
Yeah,
Spotlights.
there's all kinds now, little things.
I used to, during lockdown, I mean, it was a particular low point. I used to walk to Tesco, it was like 5 minutes away from my flat, and it were a big Tesco, and I used to walk there, and I'd be listening to, like, depressing music on my iPod, and because I had an iPod, and I had Pikachu pajama bottoms and like dinosaur slippers, because that were what I wore in my flat, and I'll be damned if I were fucking changing my trousers to go to Tesco that were 5 minutes away. So I just walked there just in my pajama trousers and my slippers, and people would sort of give me funny looks, and I was like, I don't give a fuck. There's a plague on. I don't care. I do not care. Everything's falling apart. And
the least of the world worries at that point.
What was the thing for Pikachu? Everyone's catch one. Everyone.
Got to catch them all.
Got to catch them all. Got to catch a ball.
Yeah, got to catch them all. So the next one is theme parks.
Is too old for theme? I think you are. Yeah, 12.
Nah.
Unless you're literally like to the point where you might have a heart attack if you go on a roller coaster.
I think
so. I think you can be too old for theme park rides. Potentially, but not theme parks. Not theme parks themselves.
I think you can be too fat.
Not like walking around and shoving your face with donuts and playing on all the games and winning shitty little prizes and going in the arcades. You can't be too old for that.
No, I think it's a great day out.
What about the haunted house though?
Love it. Yeah, love it. I don't think you can be too old.
I do.
That's
I
just
think
that's
12,
just saying you can be too old for fun.
Anything over 12, I think you
get fucked.
I'd only been to a theme park like once by the time I was 12.
Yeah. Exactly.
Or twice.
I hate them.
I love them.
Oh, I've been to more theme parks since I was 12 than I have before.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
I hate them. I think.
Why don't you like
Devil's work.
What's not to like?
Because it makes my tummy feel funny.
You don't have to go on the rides.
You can be the
enjoy the vibes.
The only one I've ever been to I went to what's that one near the sea? Blackpool.
Yeah.
Right, and they had this one all made out of wood called the Grand National.
Grand National.
It's called, yeah.
Great roller coaster.
I don't think it's going anymore, is it?
Yeah.
It was it, right? And I got on that, and we went with the lads and they're waiting. I got right at the front, dead happy with myself, and it sets off and it goes round and it's like, hey, like that. And then when it got to the end, you know the thing that straps you in?
Yeah.
Won't lift up.
Right.
So the guy shouted, "Oh, send us a spanner." Right, and he threw it and it twatted me on the back of the head. Right? And I was like, wanted to get out and go absolutely sick. And he just pressed the button and sent me off by myself. And I went all around by myself. When I come back, there was no one there. Ever since then, I've hated.
So he stopped himself getting pasted by this fucking sending you on.
Sent me off round and then, yeah.
No, I don't think you can be too old, but I think you can be too fat.
Too small. 146 centimetres.
Yeah, you can be too
unless
small.
you're really fat and then lay down.
First time I went on a roller coaster, got stuck up for like half an hour. And my brother were like, he was just too short for it, and he was like, "Oh, I want to go on," and he was really upset that he couldn't go on. And then I got stuck up the top of it, and he stood on my ground and went, "Ah!" And my dad had just taught me a new word, and he taught me the words kaput. I think it might be kaput actually, but he said kaput.
Kaput.
So I'd learnt this, and I was like, "What's it mean, Daddy?" And he's like, "Oh, it means broken." So I was sat at the top of this roller coaster, amusing myself by like yelling down at the people below, "It's kaput! It's kaput!"
I love it.
And my brother is on the ground just laughing because we're stuck up there.
Absolutely love it. I seen a guy who they couldn't physically get him into the roller coaster when I was in Florida.
What?
That terrifies me now.
Because he was too big?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, I felt so bad for him.
Is he bigger in America stuff? Because everything's bigger in America.
Yeah, I mean, the seats are a lot bigger. But
they?
this guy was...
rotund?
Yeah, like, take the side of your house off fat.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. And he'd got into this this ride at SeaWorld it was at. I can't remember what the ride was called now. It's the one at SeaWorld anyway. And there was literally two people fucking pushing on the thing.
What to push?
I mean, there's a point.
Try and get it to the point where it'll clip.
There is a point where you say, "This isn't happening. Let's not do this."
But then he had to like sort of get out and then go past all
Walk
back
of
through all
shame.
the crowd
Yeah.
and all that because he was too big.
No,
That's
I've got
shameful, innit?
I've got a
I felt
mate.
so bad for him.
I've got a mate who was on a roller coaster. Oh wait.
Sorry.
It's time for Joe's news. That's all.
Yeah.
That's our news section.
I've got a mate who were on a roller coaster and it started but it wouldn't like properly launch, and then they like went over again and again, and then they were like went over to one guy and they were like, you need to get off, got this guy off, and then the roller coaster worked, and they were basically like, yeah, sorry mate, you're too heavy.
Is that really it?
It's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
They've
that
got
terrifies me.
everyone on the roller coaster, they've started it, and a guy is actually literally so heavy that it won't.
Well, you could have took 2 skinny people off, couldn't you, really? And then he could have had a go.
Yeah, but then you'd
Yeah.
be fattest.
Yeah, but you'd be skinniest.
Yeah.
Because I've been on a ride where they weigh you before you go on.
Oh, obviously I've not. Thank fuck.
But it were a water ride where, I mean, it was massive. It was terrifying. I'd love to do it again, but no one wants to do it with me. You were like in a rubber ring, and you go up inside this chamber, and you like go right. It's like a half pipe, but you're in a rubber ring.
Right, yeah,
But you're holding on to the edge of the ring. If you let go, you like fucking fall out and you're dead. Like.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good bit of idea.
But
That's
it
what
would-
I can get why they weigh you there, because if me and you went on
But-
that, we're going right over the fucking edge out.
Yeah, because they weigh the group that's going
Yeah.
in the ring, and then they weigh you independently, and they calculate whether or not you can go on. And
Fuck.
like, and all the while I was going through all this, I was like, this is quite a lot of safety procedures for a ride that I don't know what it's gonna do.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen to me? And then we got on the ride, we went down, and then we went into, there was this massive sort of chamber that's like, you know, full of water and like, but like this sort of wet half pipe. And I look around and I'm like, oh shit, this is why they did all that.
Wow. Yeah, because that's fucking scary, innit?
Yeah.
That'd be shit scary. I'd hate that so much.
I'd love to go on it again, but
Yeah.
you have to go on like as a group, and
Yeah.
no one will come with.
No.
We should do it as a Patreon special.
Oh, if you had patrons.
Yeah. We'll all go and...
Like and subscribe.
There we go. So this
well,
is one for you, this, Joe.
What?
This is one for you, this.
Oh, I'm good with this.
Yeah.
When are you too old for young people? Well, the fact you're calling it young people slang.
Yeah.
So... what
Now.
Yeah.
Right now.
We are.
Right fucking
I
now.
don't think I am, mate.
No,
think
you are.
I'm roadman, mate.
You're not. You're not.
Bruv.
No. No. But, yeah. I think once you hit 30...
So, but what I think is, I still use slang words now that we used when we were kids. So I think your slang words grow up with you.
No, but you know what I mean? Like...
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Specifically, young people slang now, like...
Yeah. No, I get
Know
what you mean. But what I'm saying is, you have...
I can't even fucking think of one. I just tried to do an example there.
But it's like your music, innit? You grow up with your type of music. You grow up with your slang words, don't you? So I think it's like kids reinventing music today. I've got
Yeah,
an
like you say
identity.
ace a lot, don't you?
Yeah,
That's ace.
Yeah.
Skillage in the village.
Skillage in the village. I like that.
I have no idea what that is.
It means you're good.
Does it?
Yeah.
Skillage in the village.
Skill means you're good. Skillage means really good. Skillage in the village.
Yeah.
I am, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Others, like, because I was not cool as a child, I came up with my own version. Because there's obviously this skillage, there's also sick. Like, oh yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, sick.
I came up with my own version. Sickage in the vicarage?
Sickage in the
Sickage in the vicarage, anyone?
I love it.
I was not a
that's
cool
better.
kid. I was not a cool kid.
No.
I mean, if you think
hard to
I'm
believe
bad
that.
now, you think you think I'm awful now as a child, just
We don't
this
think you're
horrible
awful.
little insufferable.
You're cool. You're on our podcast.
Nah.
You are literally one of the best people I've met doing comedy so far. Genuinely. We was buzzing when I was like, oh, Emerson said he'll come on. We was fucking buzzing.
The first time I seen you, I was the only one that got with you, being a seagull and squawking.
Yeah, I love it when it's just for one person.
It was me.
I love it. We'll obviously not go into your set because you don't want to spoil it for people, but that seagull bit you do is...
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't even know
Spectacular.
where. I just sort of got stoned and watched some seagulls, and they were just flying overhead, and then I noticed one of them had its little legs flapping around, and I was like, hey, there's something in that.
I would never see that. That's the amazing thing.
So, I think we're getting there, aren't we? Are we?
What was?
We didn't answer it.
What was it?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
young
did.
person's slang.
Yeah,
We
did.
definitely
Over 30.
answered it.
Over 30, don't speak like the kids speak now.
No, yeah.
You can't say
boy.
That's or, you know, like if you eat something and it's that's fire.
Oh, can
Do
you
you know
not
what I
say
mean?
that?
I don't think so. Not at our age.
What happens if you're a fire eater?
Yeah, you could. There you go. I think that's the one exception, mate.
So, right. What was I thinking?
Anything you wanna plug?
Say, anything you want to plug, gigs or anything that's coming up, or?
Well, I've got the Chortle Student Awards finals coming up in London on the 12th of July.
Oh, amazing.
Okay,
So I've got that.
Don't drop out before then.
Oh, I'm committed now because I've said it here. I'm pretty sure I'm playing Latitude.
Oh,
There's some like admin stuff to iron out, i.e. how to get to Suffolk.
You've not had forms, have you?
No, I've just got to figure out how to get to Suffolk.
You need a tractor, I think, to Suffolk.
So yeah, I've got that. There's You Can Laugh, in Bradford, which is at the moment every 2 months.
Where you're emceeing?
Where I'm usually emceeing, yeah. I think I'm doing my set next time actually, because I got jealous. So I was like, this is a really lovely room, but I never get to do my set.
Yeah.
So I've got somebody subbing in for me next time, I think.
Amazing.
So is that. I've got a podcast myself with Sam Serrano, which we covered the name of in great depth.
Yeah.
I'm at Water every other Monday for the open mic, so if you want to see me talking bull crap, I'm there. Every Wednesday round the corner again talking bull crap. So if anybody'd like to see me talking bull crap, it's basically just anywhere in Liverpool where they'll let anyone on.
Amazing.
Yeah, sounds
amazing. I've got a gig 1st of June at Shenanigans. I've not played there before. It looks like a decent little thing. No, have you done Shenanigans?
Oh yeah, it's good fun. It's really good fun. Yeah.
I'm on there on the 1st of June, and then 16th of June we're in Blackpool, aren't we? We've got a gig for Cat Daddy Comedy in Blackpool on the 16th, Friday the 16th. So we've got some good stuff coming up. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah,
I think that's an episode.
I've got the frog. I've rebooked the.
Oh, have you rebooked your frog and bucket?
Yeah. I think 5 weeks.
Amazing.
That is, so yeah.
Sweet.
Right, brilliant. Thanks for being a guest, and thanks for coming on.
Thanks for coming on, Emerson.
I've enjoyed it. It's
Brilliant
been really
to
good
see you.
fun. Cheers for having me.
100%.
Yeah, more than welcome, mate.
Belter.
Nice one. Thanks, everyone. Bye bye.